What? Oh, I get it now. We press that button in order to be able to, operate the audio. Okay, yeah. Oh, the show's been live now for about 5 seconds now. Oh, that's okay. Fans are going to hand us all this money anyways, and it's still going to be awesome. Oh, drop my phone on the floor. Damn it. Let's see here. Let's get how we get this camera thing to work here. Let's turn this on right here. And okay, there we go. Oh, sorry. See, I, Mr. Command myself, I've had a long night. I just goofed around and decided to do whatever the hell I wanted to do tonight. So you know what? I mean, I'm sorry we didn't have the audio ready. We had the camera off still, and we need to get some music here. Let's see here. Let's see what song gonna work good for tonight here. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back in time and find something very, very fancy. Let's see here. We got here. No, not that song. Let's see here. Shoot, I gotta think of what we want to do here. Let me see here. All right, just Triple H's theme music. Triple H doing on the show. I don't know, just grab my phone and do something there. Cool. We're gonna do that tonight. Let me see here. Let's see here. Where's wrong with you? Gotta make sure wrong with music is all up and ready for sure. Make sure that's working. Okay. So glad he's back. So glad he's back. So glad he's back. Well, all right, that's Raw. We got everything I need. I need to, get my outfit on. I guess I'll just wear this. Who cares? Great. Goodness. This is fancy, right, guys? So fancy. This is such a great outfit. What? Oh, crap. Man, I look like I'm a big black sailor or something like that. Man, I gotta, fix my shirt. But who cares? No one cares about production. No one cares about this. We'll have all these commercials. Ron will be walking towards the building and we'll cut it there. Oh no, Ron will lift up some guy from Saturday Night Live. Hey, let's get him on the phone right now. Hello. Yeah, we need some comedy and entertainment on our show tonight. So why don't we invite you to come in for like 3 segments on Raw? It'll fill up plenty of time for sure. That needs to happen. Yeah. Oh, crap. Crap. It's only 10:55. Shit. We're not going to do it. I'll be able to get to 11 o'clock. Stephanie, Charlotte, stand here and just talk. Talk about whatever you want. You got to run things clear. You got to fix everything. Because this show, we didn't really have a script ready for the show. Like, I don't know what to do. Natty go out there and pin Ruby here in just a couple seconds. What we got here, dear? Have all the tag teams hate on Heavy Machinery because they're being mean to Odie. Poor Odie. He's sensitive. He's gonna get his feelings hurt. Even though, the Ascension's only heel team there is really, talking shit on them. But just all be mean. We'll have like a gauntlet match. That'll take up time. A gauntlet match. Everyone loves a gauntlet match for sure. What else we got here? What else? I gotta think here. We got Triple H's promo. We got Roman's intro. Roman. Make sure you tease the fans that you're going to be putting into the Universal title match. You'll absolutely love it. It'll be absolutely glorious. Oh, glorious? Oh, I know another way to get more time in there. We got Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. I know we say that automatic rematch clause thing does not happen. So what we have to do here, though, is you're mad that all these NXT stars are getting opportunities. Well, again, I had to bring it up without telling Triple H. Because my phone just went off. Pretty darn awesome. Someone like my tweet on Twitter. Thank you very much. So I say, I know you guys are rematch clauses, but you'll earn it by being mad and just beat down the Revival, basically. Then you'll get your rematch clause. Don't worry, guys. It'll happen. And then, oh gosh, that complicated story with Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte. Well, I always say, since Ronda laid down the title last week, we have a championship match at Fastlane. Yes, people will love it because Becky will get a Raw Women's Championship match on SmackDown. Well, SmackDown's what don't even exist because I have enough to deal with Mandy Rose. Oh man, oh sexy Mandy Rose. You know, it goes back to the TV 14 era. I would just love to be smothering her just like I did to Trish and Sable and Tori and all those sexy young women. And you know, Ronda, I need Ronda to turn heel, but I need Ronda to do so not just by just being between Becky and Ronda, but I need that to happen by having Ronda Rousey literally go out there and just be mad at Stephanie for no reason and just blame the fans. So you have to be mad at Stephanie, then you gotta be mad at the fans too. I don't know. Production truck, make sure you got your stuff ready. No, we shouldn't be hearing all this. Shouldn't be hearing all this. Turn on the cameras, turn on the microphone. No, are you turning us off? God damn it! Ah, gosh! Show's over, folks. Good night. All improvised. All improvised there. And Mark saw that. I'm so happy we're getting the Shield reunion. I do not want to see the women's tag title match for sure, not either. And it looks like we got a couple of turn alerts. Roode and Gable, not too sure about that one, and Ronda Rousey, which is there. And that intro, Mark said, was funny. I have my shirt on backwards, shutting the cameras off like this, turning it back on, and turning it right back on because just to go by. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know me pretty well, know that in real life, I have a video production degree. I'm working in my field right now, but unfortunately, again, as I keep saying, I'm not, where I want to be with my field right now. And let me say this first way. There's no way I would ever want to work for WWE. I would never want to work for the production team. But after watching this show, it just cracks me up. Showing that WWE and a lot of other places tend to hire lazy sons of guns who put no effort into creating their shows, or they actually do, and they just absolutely want to sabotage us with them. And this is me talking after an hour and a half when this show was over, and I was fuming as soon as the show ended because this show just pissed me off. So what I do? Well, first off, actually, I drove home because I watched the show at my friend's house tonight because we weren't able to get together for the NXT event on Saturday. On Friday, I'm sorry. So I went over to his place just to chill. That's why I didn't really live tweet much tonight because crap. What was the train of thought there? I didn't live tweet because I didn't have Wi-Fi, and then of course my data plan's up tomorrow, and I was almost out of data, so that's why I didn't really tweet much during Raw tonight. But if I would have been ranting, because guys. From a storyline perspective and a production standard, this show sucked. This show just absolutely sucked. The timing of everything, the constant commercials too. Guys, we went back and looked at the timing of the most recent episode of Raw that was uploaded. And it was 2 hours and 7 minutes, I believe. 2 hours and 7 minutes from a 3-hour televised show. Who wants to sit there through 50 minutes of commercials? It drove us nuts. And it's not just that. The commercials were always cut at the most random parts that made absolutely no sense, trying to leave cliffhangers that made absolutely no sense. And all around that, the storytelling tonight was so messy, made no sense. Couple little things I did enjoy, but so many messy plot holes, and just showing that WWE is making this whole Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda thing just so complicated. I'm not saying the heel turn. I love the heel turn from Ronda Rousey. I kind of hated, though, how it started, which I will explain when we get there, of course. Guys, sorry again, I'm late again.
I was just so fuming after watching this episode of Raw. I needed to literally just sit down, catch my breath. So I didn't want to come up here and say something absolutely stupid, but still be entertaining, but not say something stupid, make me look like a total jackass at the same time. So while I was waiting, of course, I checked out the Roman Reigns Chronicle for sure, which I thought was pretty well done. A lot well done productive-wise than, the show was for sure. But, man, we got a lot to talk about here, guys. I mean, I'm sure a lot of stuff is points, but there's stuff I'm definitely going to be ranting on. But some stuff I'm going to be saying, I did enjoy. I did enjoy the stuff with the Shield, even though at the beginning I was worried. And I'll explain why. And I like the Triple H promo. And again, I am happy WWE pulled a trigger on the Ronda Rousey heel turn, but the dialogue there, though, didn't quite make sense to me in some ways. I'll explain that, though, when we get there. And as far as the tournaments, yes, definitely Ronda Rousey. That connection link in there. Better not be acting up and shut off my stream. Better not. Let's see here. Let's see here. Hopefully, you're reconnected, guys. My internet for some reason randomly expired, so I'm hoping you guys are still here. Just give me a wave in a live chat if you're still able to get to me. I do not know what happened. It might have been just an internet connection. Who knows? Yeah, I guess that's also caused me to have a bad broadcast because, again, of course, things have been crazy with the snowstorm we just got a couple days ago. Power's gone out here and there, which is stupid. But, yeah, let me know if you're still alive, chat, Mark. So we all know Becky winning at Fastlane, which hopefully will be the case. And he enjoyed the Shield reunion and the Ronda heel turn again. Again, I enjoyed the Shield reunion again. I like that they turned Ronda Rousey heel, but something about the beginning of that promo bothered me just a little bit. And yeah, I will talk about the Triple H Batista part, but yeah, so we're gonna get into that. I'll probably record the Ronda Rousey heel turn up again. I'm not doing Bob Gruden chat game. I don't think that was a heel turn, in my opinion. Again, we'll see what happens tomorrow with Kevin Owens, if he is face or heel. I'm still not 100% sure myself. And it's either Tainara Conti also in NXT is now a babyface. So I'll probably get those done over the next couple of days for sure as well. Also, just before we start the review for Raw, SmackDown review tomorrow is definitely going to be a little bit later. I'm going to be going to visiting some of my friends tomorrow night. And I go to visit them once a month. The best days to visit them are Mondays and Tuesdays because one of them is off work on Mondays and Tuesdays. So that's why I go there. So SmackDown will be late tomorrow for my review for sure. So just get that out there real quickly there. But even though, of course, we're exactly 1 month from the day, well, since it's past midnight here, we're 1 month exactly from the day that I will be leaving for WrestleMania 35, which, again, hoping it's good. I mean, even if WrestleMania 35 is not good, I'm still going to be going there to hopefully enjoy the experience of just going to a WrestleMania in general, which I'm sure will still be a blast and a lot of fun. But let's continue on and see what we got here in the live chat before we get started. Doesn't get what the point was of Kurt and the Finn beatdown. We'll get to that, of course, also. Now, how that didn't quite make sense either, because I felt they should have done something else there if they were teasing the match. But we'll get to that one in a little bit. So, again, this show, of course, took place 5 hours east of me, down the Turnpike in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And also, next week, I know Raw will be in Pittsburgh next Monday. I'm not going, though, because 1, Raw is garbage. And 2, I'm gonna save them the money for WrestleMania. So I will not be at Raw on next Monday. And also Jay, what's up? He said watching paint dry will be more entertaining than anything on Raw. Definitely, for sure. Because again, this Raw almost put myself and Dan to sleep. We were watching together at his house tonight. Again, the freaking commercials. 50 minutes of commercials is completely unnecessary, people. Elite Squad also joined us saying his rating is going to be a C. Sweet. So let's get right into this review, though, guys. There's stuff we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to be like, yeah, this happened. We're continuing on, whatever. The show opened up with the big dog himself, Roman Reigns, coming out, which I realize also now he's kind of lost a little bit of weight too, but I'm sure he's fine. We get a replay of his return promo last week, and then he gets on a microphone and says that last week in Atlanta was the comeback, and this week in Philly we take our yard back. Which think about, oh wow, keep in mind back in 2015, of course, this is where he the whole Roman Reigns riot thing began at the 2015 Royal Rumble, and of course he won the championship off of Sheamus, the Raw after TLC in 2015 in Philadelphia, as well. So we've come full circle here once again. We're got off here. He had to think about his future and what he wants, and to be honest, what he wants, there's one man standing in his way, and I'm like, oh no. And he says his brother, Seth Rollins. So in order for him to get what he wants, he need to address Seth. So come on down, brother, or whatnot. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh no. Oh, no. Here it goes. Here it goes right now. It's all going to go down the tubes. They're going to make us hate Roman just like that once again. Throw this whole thing of him, him returning and surviving leukemia out the window, and the fans are going to hate him once again. They're going to blow it all right here. I was sitting on Dan's couch, like praying to God. I'm like, do not do this. If you want to give Roman a title shot, wait until after WrestleMania when Seth Rollins slays the Beast, which he better, because if not, I will be pissed. And I will be cool. Do not take away Rollins' WrestleMania moment from him. Don't do it. It'd be stupid. So Rollins comes out, gets on the microphone, and says before we get to all that he wants to tell Roman, that seeing him in the ring last week, knowing that he won the fight of his life, that was one of the greatest moments of his own career, made him feel like he could do anything. He's going to take that motivation to WrestleMania and slay the Beast. More importantly, he'll bring the Universal Championship back to Raw every single week, which would be amazing for sure. He knows, though, what Reigns is thinking. He understands what it's like to vacate a title and never lose it. And if anybody out there deserves the shot at Brock as much as he does, it's Roman. I'm like, oh, no, stop. Don't do this. So if that's where he's at, he wants to talk about it. And I'm just like, oh, gosh, here it comes. Like, I literally grabbed onto the chair. I'm just like, don't do this, guys. Please. You're making me like this guy. Now you're making me hate him again. Please don't do this. Don't do this. Like, I will totally, be. Oh man, I was terrified. I was scared for my life. I should have been feeling that way as soon as this show started because that's how shitty the show was. But this gave me life. Roman said he thought Rollins knew everything, but he's wrong. I'm like, whoa, what? He goes, while he was gone, one person watched over this place, and it was Seth himself. One man kept the place in line and knew what was best, and that was Seth. Nobody has more confidence in Seth than Roman does, and he knows he has what it takes to take the title from Brock. So the thing he has to say about that is, good luck, my brother. And I'm just like, oh! But, and of course, I was like, wait, hold on. He wants to get added to the match. But he says, but he does need a favor. So I'm like, okay, I'm just thinking, at least say that, I want the first shot after you win the title of WrestleMania, whatnot, and all that, blah, blah, blah. I thought I was going to say that. Rollins says anything. What do you need? And then Reigns just says he did full. Now, here's the thing. It was never implied. I can't remember if anyone for sure said anything about Ambrose leaving. But Roman said he wants to get the band back together one last time. Which obviously, was making me wonder if they're going to start, based off of how, Dean was acting tonight, if they were going to start digging a little bit deeper into this whole storyline of him leaving or whatever, if they're not going to do it again. Again, I don't know how to feel about the Dean Ambrose situation now, especially since I heard rumors that apparently there was advertisements for live events leaked in May that he will be attending. So again, I'm still starting to itch more and more that this is a work. But again, I don't want to get my hopes up. But But Seth says he knows he said anything but that. After what Ambrose did, but Roman insisted and pulls the crowd, and of course the crowd wants it. Roman said while he was out, he looked through a different perspective, and tomorrow's not guaranteed. Life is short, and the two of them are his brothers. He doesn't know what's up with Dean, but he knows he's making headlines, which pretty much they're implying, he's, getting ready to leave, and he wants one more moment with his brothers before they're not around anymore. Rollins thinks about it, leaning against the rope, and he says he's put that part of his life behind him, but Roman is right. Life is too short. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, and if the big dog wants the Shield one last time, he's it. Rollins calls out Dean to seal the deal. Dean comes out, holds the microphone to his face, just like what he's thinking about. Not sure what he's going to do. But then out of the blue comes Elias, who hits it with the chair, without the chair, with his guitar from behind. And before he can say a word, Roman and Seth run him off, and they tend to Ambrose. Ambrose, of course, is struggling to get up to his feet, but then shrugs him off and hobbles his way back without a word. So I'm like, okay, that's the main storyline of tonight. Probably, get the Shield back together and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, not a bad start. Again, holding my breath though, because I was so scared that they were going to say Roman was getting that Universal title. I was like, no, sorry, Roman. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're healthy. But that was instantly going to make people hate you again. Instantly. And it's not just the fact that he's getting a Universal title shot at WrestleMania. No, it's another match with Brock Lesnar I don't want to see. If they want to have Brock, get kicked out, if they want to have, Brock, stripped of the title and have Roman and Seth for Universal title WrestleMania, God bless their souls. I'll take that. But not freaking Brock Lesnar and Roman once again. But we're getting Brock and Seth, so Seth better slay the beast. And if they want to do Seth and Roman at Money in the Bank or whatever the next pay-per-view is, I'm not counting that Saudi Arabia show. I'm not watching it. God bless your souls. Just don't take Seth Rollins' WrestleMania moment away. Capiche? Capiche. But we'll get to the Shield more later on, as that was one of the good things I enjoyed the show. We have Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush all interviewed backstage. McIntyre says he broke the Shield months ago, and it makes him sick that they're living in the past. Corbin says they're ignoring the real story because the three heavyweights have a trios match tonight, and they're going to show us where the power lies. Lashley, who as soon as Lashley starts talking, once again, I'm like, why is he getting promo time? Because you gave him Lio Rush because Lashley's promos suck. Remember the days of, and I could grab my microphone off my airbed here. Guys, remember the days of no. I gotta go all out. I don't think Larry or Robbie are in a live chat right now, but I'm going all out with this. Again, thank goodness my high school's colors were purple and gold, even though the lettering on this one's white. Gotta go all out with this. Because this is more entertaining, of course, than Raw. But again, we got to date back to the days of Bobby Lashley first coming back to Raw, to WWE in general. Him cutting his promos on Sami Zayn. And the best he'd do was smile at everything and say, Sammy, it's good to see you again, buddy. Such as the big purple dinosaur himself, my homie of 3 years old, Barney. So they're giving Bobby Lashley more microphone time, which is obviously me feeling that they're starting to tease a breakup with Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Kind of makes no sense, right? Exactly, because again, how Bobby Lashley's promo skills not improved one bit. He needs that hype man. Even though they're probably, if it's to set up a match with Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania and making Lio Rush the face, all right. I don't know. I still feel the story that's there with him and Tony Nese. Shoot, if I can find the zipper on this thing. Aha, there we go. Yeah. All right. Thank you to my high school for supplying me with a purple hoodie that I could definitely, roast Bobby Lashley and talk like Barney to entertain my fans for sure. I get rid of the suits. I never use it anymore. Anyways, though, sitting down here. So, anyways, so Bobby Lashley gets on the microphone and says he's going to remind Finn Balor he's holding the IC title on borrowed time. Corbin closes out by saying they're going to show Kurt Angle he can't hang with the premier athletes of today. No, you're not stealing Tony Nese's title. You are not premier athletes. Well, McIntyre, you're awesome. Lashley sucks. Corbin, you've gone down the tubes big time. Corbin, you are absolute garbage and a terrible actor. Oh, guys, why are you doing this? Like, he's terrible at the acting, whatnot, but whatever. So we then have a match that I swore we got several weeks ago. Yeah, it was on the go-home show for Elimination Chamber, and it was a 6-man tag match that went on for 40 minutes. This one didn't go on for as long, but it was a match with Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre taking on Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Kurt Angle. Match was what it was. Honestly, enjoyed this one better than the last one they had, even though there was commercial breaks in it, but it wasn't as long. Eventually wins. My favorite, the ending was actually pretty sweet. I actually liked the ending to this match. The ending came when Bobby, when Braun Strowman was his usual, run around the ring around the rosy, whatever you want to call it, and he was bulldozing everyone in sight. And then he went, I forgot who he was going, I think he was trying to get Lashley or so, I can't remember, but instead he rams into Lio Rush and takes him out through the barricade. It probably killed Lio. The poor kid got probably squashed by that. But from that, of course, they saw the advantage. They dragged Finn back in the ring, who is the legal man. And then Bobby Lashley got in there and speared Finn Balor, folding him in half, basically. And Bobby Lashley gets the pinfall victory. So we're not getting an IC title match, but I'm assuming probably next week on Raw, we'll get a match with Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor for the IC title since he pinned the champion. So that's how he can earn his rematch. So, okay. Fine with that ending. I love that spot, though, with Lio Rush and with Lio Rush getting squashed by Braun Strowman. But again, why did the match happen? Who knows? But after the match, Lashley holds up Finn. Corbin blasts him. McIntyre and Corbin head out and beat Angle up, ramming him into the barricade a few times. We haven't seen him do that how many times. They hold the steps and ram Kurt head first into them. They put the bottom of the steps in the ring, and they knock Balor out with a claymore and hoist him up before slamming him on the steps. Now, it did make sense, and I agree with what Mark mentioned too. What did make sense was the fact that, if they were going to be teasing a match with the Shield, which we got later on, of course, spoiler alert, why did they just tease the triple power bomb or something? Why did that happen? It made the beatdown feel a little pointless, I feel, in my opinion. So they should have at least teased them mocking the Shield or something like that at least. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, I didn't get that beatdown either. It felt stupid. But so that happens. And then we have Heavy Machinery interviewed backstage. And apparently they said, all the Raw tag teams do not like you guys. We show all the Raw tag teams. 3 of the Raw tag teams. The Ascension, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and the B Team. Now, yes, the babyface teams did kind of make a joke about Otis Dozovic, but they basically still put them over as good talent. The only ones there that were roasting them was the Ascension. But apparently, no, everyone's being mean to the Heavy Machinery. They're making fun of Otis Dozovic, and apparently that hurt Otis's feelings. So it sets up for a match later on that we'll get into that because that was just so freaking stupid. Speaking of stupid, we had a match with Natalya and Ruby Riott because apparently they have unfinished business from last week. What? I don't know why. And Natty pretty much squashes Ruby. Afterwards, Natty's walking up the ramp. Out comes Lacey Evans, does her usual thing, coming out, trying to look sexy and whatnot, which she can when she's wearing the right clothing. Comes down, turns around, walks back, and she walks right past Natty. I'm like, Natty, if you were smart, you would just clothesline her right now because we're sick of this. But nope, did not do that. Waste of time there once again. So then we get the recap of Ric Flair's birthday celebration and the Batista attack, and advertising that we will soon hear from Triple H to address that situation. Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. One of the main reasons why I hated this show so much. Stephanie McMahon was backstage when a crew member rolls up to introduce the hosts of Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update, Michael and Colin. They're excited to now again. Sometimes we have special guests. I hear apparently that 2009 was overload on special guests. Tonight they gave these two way too much screen time. Their stuff was annoying. It was stupid. It did absolutely nothing but fill time. And the Colin dude exposed the product. Starting off with this thing right here. They're all excited to be here and that they're going to WrestleMania. Why? I don't know. Stephanie tries to warn them, and Colin says, "Oh, I wrestled in high school, and I still have a singlet." Michael pulls him out of the fire before he can say anything else stupid. Basically, he's acting like this fan that has not seen any of WWE or WWF in the past at all. He came across as that, which sometimes can work, but for a random entertainer has nothing to do with this industry. It's not gonna work, and it was just god awful garbage. I just burped, excuse me. So that wasn't the last we've seen of him. Then we have Triple H come out. We get an Instagram video from Batista talking about how he's not going to be at Raw tonight because he doesn't want to be in Philly, but maybe he'll be in Pittsburgh. But nah, maybe not, which, again, I don't blame him. It's the last time he was in Pittsburgh. Remember what happened? Yeah, we totally ripped him to shreds at the 2014 Royal Rumble, as we all know, of course. So he said the game will be played by his rules until the game is over. The game is over. You see what I did there, basically? So then cuts away to that. Triple H gets on the microphone and says he came out a week ago to celebrate one of the biggest legends in the history of this business on his 70th birthday, but he's not upset because of Ric Flair. No, he's upset because of Richard Fleer, the human behind Ric Flair, the guy that he spent years driving up and down the road with, the man that became one of his best friends and was there in his best times and the worst, and vice versa. Of course, Triple H, began to, he got emotional a few times in this speech, and it was very heartfelt. And I know some people didn't like this on Twitter, or saying because he referred to Ric Flair and this is his real name. But honestly, I enjoyed it because it really added the effect of what last week meant to Triple H, and add more heat, of course, for Batista as well. So they were at each other's weddings side by side. Or at least Hunter was at a few of Ric Flair's weddings, making a reference there. But he was there when he buried his son, Reed, of course, which I think was where Triple H really started to lose it. Flair is a man that a little over a year ago was in a hospital bed in Atlanta, in a coma, clutching for his life. A period of time in which Triple H's phone rang, he got a sense of dread, worrying that Ric Flair was going to be pronounced dead very soon. But because of that, he wanted to bring Rick out to be the nature boy one more time because that's what he lives for. And it did happen because of that piece of shit that Batista pulled on last week. Dave wanted his attention, and we all know why. He's cried about it online for the last 2 years. And when Triple H got injured in November, that went away, and Batista couldn't quit. Like he always does when he doesn't get what he wants. So it's like, 2010, he quit. 2014, he quit. But this time, he didn't quit. So what did he do? He attacked a 70-year-old man who's lucky to be alive and took away one more moment with the crowd for him. Now, you want to pop up on a screen and do bad guy one-on-one? I don't like Philly or Pittsburgh, and we're going to do this my way. Wow, Dave, how original, Triple H says. He says he does not care. He'll come to his house or invite him to come to his. Is that going to work for him? He's going to go wherever he is. Movie set, doesn't matter. You name it. Every building they go to, he'll be waiting. And all you have to do is have some balls and show up, Dave. He wants him to know that for every drive down the road for Richard Flair, when he steps in front of Triple H, he ain't getting the game. It's not something they're selling. No characters, no name on a marquee. When they go face to face, he won't be looking at the character. He'll be looking at the man. Stand up to him and tell him what he wants, and he'll give him everything. You want his attention? You got it. Slams the microphone down and walks out, which I was hoping he would have said, you want the man, you got the man himself, Paul Levesque, basically. Making this personal. And again, I loved it. I really liked how, obviously, we need to hear more of what Batista wants. Could it be him whining about this match he's won with Triple H for the past couple years online, that he wants to have one more match as basically his retirement he wants to do, which, again, I have all respect for it. And yes, there was worries that maybe Triple H wasn't going to be able to make it for WrestleMania 35 because of that shoulder injury, but it looks like they're going to be good. They're going through with it. Or if not, maybe someone else will replace Triple H at WrestleMania. Who knows? I don't know. But again, him digging deep, saying how much that moment last week was meant to be, made that moment feel more special. That's a 70-year-old man who almost died last year, almost died, and Batista had to ruin it to get Triple H's attention, basically, for whatever he wants. Does he want the match with Triple H? Does he want, to take control over Raw? Who knows? But you know what? It was announced that next week, Batista and Triple H will be face-to-face. And even though I'm not going to the show, of course, I look forward to seeing what exactly we got. So before we move on, let's check the live chat and see what happens. Let's see here. There was no point of the Ruby Riott and Natalya match. I was saying the same thing when Roman called out Seth. I was worried for sure. At least I was thinking of going to Mania, but I'm not going. He's going to the Raw after Mania, though. Awesome. I'm going to the Raw after Mania as well, and then I'm going home next day. It's actually also because if I can find it for a second to show you guys again, if I didn't show you guys yet, but once again, here's my ticket for Raw after Mania. See, yeah, looks pretty cool, huh? That's definitely a keepsake for sure. I'm definitely, keeping that. I'm not throwing that away because that's definitely an awesome design. Of course, my WrestleMania ticket's just a piece of paper, but let's see here. I always mute the TV when Baron Corbin, Bobby, and Drew come on because they never have anything interesting to say. Maybe Drew, but definitely not the rest of them. He puts Leo Rush on the list for interrupting a moment of bliss last week. Did anybody else notice Charlotte stole Keith Lee's catchphrase? Oh! She did, and I was not happy when she did that. Oh, bask in his glory. Look, the new theme song is growing on me. I wasn't a fan when I first heard it last week, but I was also, you know what? It's not too bad. I even downloaded it on my phone as well. But yeah, she stole Keith Lee's line. I'm pretty sure that was all Vince's idea, but who the hell knows? What's up, Tic Tac Pineapple? Good to have you live. We're all tired of Lacey Evans definitely walking up the ramp and not saying anything at all. I don't know when she's going to be another match. What match she's been in this, of course, is the Women's Royal Rumble, which I'll say she had a decent performance, but this is definitely getting annoying. Just, do things also and with her. And also, speaking of women, I heard the news. I don't know if anybody got any update, but apparently at a SmackDown Live event tonight, Asuka landed on her head when she was having the match or segment with Mandy Rose. So hopefully she's okay, but we'll see what happens tomorrow on SmackDown or any live events. The Becky has to win thing at Fastlane, even she literally won the Royal Rumble, is a mess because Roman is back and Vince is focused on that. That's why the Ronda versus Becky thing ended up a mess. So we'll talk about that, of course, towards the end. And what made Mark upset is that they went back to having EC3 pose in front of a mirror. What point of calling these guys up if they're not going to use them at all for anything? Again, as my friend and I kept saying, worst set of call-ups yet for sure. Lacey Evans is just walking out. Nikki Cross is nowhere to be found. EC3 beat Dean Ambrose, then lost Dean Ambrose. And then apparently he lost to Apollo Crews last week on main event, and now he beats Apollo Crews this week on main event. Didn't watch the show, but I saw the results. And he's staring into a mirror. I heard apparently he has attitude issues backstage, so maybe he'll get released soon. Who knows? Who the heck knows? He'll go to AEW and he'll be both a lot better there. Heavy Machinery, decent, I gotta say. They've been the best, but it's still decent. Not amazing, but decent. They've already knocked off Knight and Dozovic on their names. They're now just Tucker and Otis. And then Lars Sullivan, of course, hasn't appeared yet. Which now I'm saying, just if he's going to appear, maybe they'll wait till after WrestleMania. Who the heck knows? But definitely, it's a terrible set of call-ups for sure. I know what was EC2 doing, spraying in the mirror. We all know that's all on Vince for sure. What I think is stupid is they are threatening to take Becky's spot away at WrestleMania if she loses at Fastlane when she earned a spot at the Royal Rumble. Exactly, which we'll get to that, of course, in a little bit. I was so angry about the Raw Tag Champion match and the DQ and Sasha losing in 2 minutes, which was stupid as well. And when are they going to put Christian in the Hall of Fame? I don't know, but I definitely agree he deserves it. And also, if they want to put Edge and Christian as a tag team in the Hall of Fame, by all means, go for it. But thank you for the stuff in the live chat, guys. Here's where, of course, the show really took a dip. Because at first, I'm like, what are you guys doing? We get a recap of what happened last week with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon arguing, Ronda setting the Raw Women's Championship down and walking out. We see Stephanie interviewed backstage about this and says Charlotte might be a bit presumptuous, thinking she can just walk here and get handed the title. But when Ronda laid down the title, it was disrespectful and even blasphemous, which is why WWE is going to do what's best for business. And I'm like, okay, what's the plan here? I'm like, okay, this should be cooking. This should be good. We're going to drop all the charges against Becky Lynch. Okay, just because Ronda threatened to leave. And as this moment, her suspension is lifted. Huh? But she's still not 100% physically. Whoa. Is it the whole thing of her being physical, out the window? Like, again, like anything, I gotta say, tonight they booked Becky to not look in as good shape as she was the past couple weeks. So the past couple weeks, I think she was selling like, she was just about ready. This past week, she looked worse with how she was selling her knee injury. So all of a sudden, Becky Lynch is not 100% again. So she needs to come to the arena tonight and sign a hold harmless agreement to say, WWE is not responsible if something happens. She gets hurt even more against Charlotte at Fastlane, which, okay, Becky's definitely going to sign. You really think she's going to resist that? But she says it's for the vacated Raw Women's Championship. Whoa. Ronda did not. It would make sense she would have said Ronda Rousey has to show up here tonight. If not, we're vacating the Raw Women's. Here's what should have happened. Ronda should have showed. They should, instead of having this threatening to be like, like a contract signing for the Raw Women's Championship against 2 stars that are still SmackDown superstars, keep in mind. That, one didn't even earn an opportunity, it was just handed it by Vince. And the other one who, yes, we want to see her win the title, but not to WrestleMania because that's where she earned the opportunity. So how is her getting a Raw Women's Championship opportunity, right, when they didn't even have her career on the line at first when this happened? Again, what would have made much more sense is that if they would have threatened, here, I'll get to the end again, would have made a lot more sense and made this whole thing much more clear for sure. So we'll get to that, of course. But I was like, this makes no sense at all. Why would you have 2 SmackDown superstars at a B-Show pay-per-view fight for the Raw Women's Championship? It made no sense. I'm like, shaking my head. I'm like, no. You're fucking this whole storyline up. You're making this story with Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte so much more complicated than it needs to be. So anyways, that's going to happen at Fastlane. So then we have Dean Ambrose backstage, stretching and shadowboxing when Roman rolls up. Says he thought they were past hanging out in the bowels of the arena, and he hopes Dean knows that he has a seat in the locker room and they can talk about anything. Ambrose says he's got to stay sharp and he wants to get ready for this match, and he walks away. Then we had this stupid gauntlet match with Heavy Machinery taking on Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the Ascension, and the B Team. because apparently, oh, everyone hates heavy machinery. No, it's just the freaking Ascension. Again, yes, Zack Ryder kind of made like, joked about what Otis Dosvik looks like. But again, the other teams still put them over as good talents, as they can be good competition. The only team that crapped on them was the Ascension. Even though I don't understand how the Ascension still have jobs these days, this should have just been Heavy Machinery and the Ascension. That's it. But nope, they had to make it a freaking gauntlet match because who knows why. And of course, the Ascension, who definitely has the most heat with them, most beat with them, was even the last team in the gauntlet match. Made no sense, but Heavy Machinery wins, thank goodness. But it was just stupid for sure. And we get a video package on Tori Wilson getting up to the Hall of Fame, which congratulations to Tori. Then, oh gosh, we see Michael and Colin from Saturday Night Live walking around, and Colin is so proud about how current he is and names stars of the 80s and 90s, basically acting again being this annoying fan that thinks he knows everything about wrestling, but he does not. See EC3 doing his stuff into the mirror, which was stupid. Before they continue on, ran to Titus O'Neil, takes a picture with Michael, and then No Way Jose. This is Conga line like passing, but Colin reminds him that they have to remain unbiased for WrestleMania, which again, I'm already hating them. It's just like, why are they here? It's pointless. Why are they picked to be chosen for, whatever they're doing at WrestleMania? It's going to be stupid as hell for sure. I'm not going to care at all, especially what happened later on for sure. And this Colin, you know what? I don't know what your last name is. Michael, okay, I could have dealt with him a little bit, but Colin from Saturday Night Live for being an annoying fan, just ruining the show partially. You just made the list. And also the production team, you just made the list because, again, for a terrible production tonight. Terrible production presentation. The commercials, those cuts and everything, just nothing's looking like. Again, it looked like they literally just, was changing the script, like writing the show, playing it by ear as the show went through, because nothing freaking made any freaking sense. Anyways, so Charlotte being interviewed backstage and scoffs at the idea that Becky Lynch may not sign the holds harmless agreement, which is, stupid, because we all know Becky would. With her stubborn pride and huge Irish ego, she won't be able to resist and think she'll win the title. But even at best, the man doesn't compare to the queen, which, hello, she's beaten Charlotte how many times, which is, again, why I didn't predict Becky and Charlotte for Fastlane. I predicted Becky and Nia because we've seen Becky beat Charlotte how many times already. And two, Nia was the one who gave Becky the knee injury, which is why I thought, this was going to kind of, focus on. But now, of course, it's a knee injury, and then no, it's her suspension. It's this, it's that, it's this. Again, making the storyline so freaking complicated. It doesn't need to be that complicated. Anyway, so she's sorry to ruin everyone's high hopes for Becky, but she's a one-leg competitor in an ass-kicking contest. But the good news is we get to bask in her glory. Shut up, Charlotte. That is not your line when she becomes Raw Women's Champion. No. Again, once again, Charlotte, that is not your line. That's Keith Lee. Again, he did a really good job rapping in that theme music of his. But anyway, so we see Ambrose backstage again when Seth rolls up to say that brothers fight, and even through everything, he thinks they've had a bit of mutual respect. And whether they're on the same team or not in that ring, they're wrestling soulmates. Always have and always will. They've got one chance to do this the right way. Dean jumps the gun on him and says, get the Shield back together? No can do. He's preoccupied and he appreciates the help from last week, but he's got to take care of this himself, which again is still the way he's acting. It's like, are they going to eventually start, after Fastlane coming out more, bring this thing with him leaving, coming out more since it was announced on WWE.com. But again, I don't know what the hell's going on there. I mean, some people are saying, well, again, we'll get to the match, of course, shortly in a second of what's going to be happening. So, Elias, came out, and of course, back from commercial, Elias is midway through his song. So I guess we can't see anymore that Elias says, "Who wants to walk with Elias?" Again, they're sabotaging us with Elias's character once again, as they've done for how many other superstars that got over on their own. So he craps on Philly, which, you know, for those hardcore Penguins fans, even though I'm not a hardcore hockey fan, you know, I watch hockey, but I'm not the biggest hockey fan. I'm more of a wrestling and a baseball guy. But, you know, I'm sure a lot of hockey fans enjoy what Elias had to say, crapping on Philadelphia. And also the recent signing of Bryce Harper as well, which I still feel was a little bit of an overrated contract for Bryce Harper. But I'll get into that in a different video. But then, of course, finally, Dean Ambrose comes out. They have a match. That was a decent-looking match. But Elias beats Ambrose clean with the drift away pinfall. Out comes Roman and Seth, though. Commercial break again. They come out. They go to the ring. Dean is still struggling in the ring. And Rollins and Reigns are only just making their way to the ring, which, again, seemed weird that, you know, they waited that long to come out. Like, you know, did they cut to commercial and they just stared for, like, you know, what, 5 minutes, however long these freaking commercials were? They get in the ring and ask him what it's going to be, and he jaws at them and paces like a caged animal, reassuring him nobody's putting it on him, but he's pushed through them, and he leaves the ring, heading up the barricade out through the crowd. I'm like, is this him quitting, or saying he's quitting, or is this him just, you know, mocking the Shield entrance? Who knows? Then out comes Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. And once again, a real human being would say this line going like this. You know, I get that Philly is a city of brotherly love, but come on, guys, this is pathetic. Corbin's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I get that Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love, but this, guys, is pathetic. Well, guess what, Baron Corbin? Your scripted acting is pathetic. McIntyre calls them broken stray dogs fighting for the scraps at their table and demanding respect from the others. He tells Roman to look at him and says this isn't quite the return he envisioned, and again calls them pathetic. Drew says they're going to offer an epic match at Fastlane, but they don't deserve it, so they're going to end it tonight. So they go in and beat down on Rollins and Reigns, and Ambrose is out in the crowd just watching all of this, like resisting, like can I do this? Can I not do this? Like, what must I do? Charges down to the ring, and you know, he gets in there and he helps them, and he helps them out, make it a 3-on-3, not 3-on-2. They fend them off. Seth and Roman extend their fists, but Dean is just still angry, pacing, but then he just turns around and he puts his fist in, and the Shield is back, which honestly, I gotta say, this was, in my opinion, the best way they reunited the Shield. I gotta say, in 2017, what I didn't like about them how they reunited the Shield, it was going good. Again, well, first off, they screwed up by having Roman and Seth all of a sudden being cool with each other, like out of the blue in 2016. I liked how they got Seth and Dean, you know, back on the same page. But what I didn't like was, like, you know, literally it's like, you know, the week before, you know, they teased it and then they saw each other back there and just walked away. And the next week, you know, just like, oh, the rumors on the internet. It's like, you know, when, again, there's sometimes when you bring in the internet and what fans are saying outside of, the production hurts the product. And just the fact that, you know, they kept telling them, like, you know, yeah, there's rumors of the Shield reuniting. Yeah, we're reunited. Like that. Like that's what it felt like. You know, it was cool seeing it back together, but it's like, you know, you could have made it a little more exciting. And then last year, of course, they reunited just to be Roman's cronies and protect him while he was Universal Champion, which was not good at all. That was my least favorite run with the Shield, of course. But this I felt was the best. You know, the best they probably did to reunite the Shield, even though it's overkill. But you know what? Storyline-wise, it made it work. Roman wanted to see the band back together again after, you know, returning from, you know, a life-threatening disease. And again, with the rumors of Ambrose, even though they still didn't completely say, you know, Ambrose is leaving. They never said on live TV or sure, but, you know, it works. Now, my honest opinion, though, some people are saying this. They think Ambrose is going to do the turn at Fastlane, and that will set up a match with Roman and Dean, which rumors have it that was the original plan for WrestleMania before Roman dropped had to relinquish the title, it was going to be Roman and Dean, which cool with me. I would have liked that. So maybe they'll do that at Fastlane, but I still personally feel if Dean turns at Fastlane, he's definitely leaving. If I still would like to see it though, if Dean is going to turn again and, now he's staying, have it happen at WrestleMania. Roman comes out after Seth wins the title and congratulates him, and so does Dean, and that's when the turn happens, and then it's revealed, haha, it was a set the whole time. If, again, Dean is still staying, who knows again. I'm only saying that because, again, it was revealed that, they were live event schedule for May was revealed, and Ambrose still listed on. So, again, I don't know what the heck is going on with this, but we'll see what happens. But I'm cool with the Shield back together. I'm cool with the 6-man tag match on Sunday. So, you know what? Awesome. Cool with me. The Shield does not feel like, Roman Reigns cronies anymore. I'm happy to Shield back together. And if it wasn't for, the bad booking, I would not have packed away my Shield shirt. So, for the winner. So I definitely, look forward to putting that shirt back on again when I pull my summer clothes back down. We have Sasha Banks taking on Tamina. Tamina squashes Sasha Banks. Why? I don't care, because it's typical, tag team championship match. Best way to build for it, have them compete in singles matches. At least on the bright side, no Nia Jax talking tonight. Thank the Lord. But thank goodness we didn't have that happen. And then, once again, Michael and Colin walking around backstage. Michael needs to use the bathroom. So Colin asks if he wants some help. He asks Michael if he needs help using the bathroom. And Michael is just like what? And then he walks away. So, of course, that's probably Vince total humor. But then Colin says he's not scared of what? Superstars? Again, he's being this just annoying fan, just annoying man who feels he knows all about being around wrestlers, and he doesn't. It's just so pathetic. And then Braun Strowman comes up. In this, I gotta say this, anybody who watches Seinfeld knows when I say his nipple was exposed. Well, again, it doesn't make sense with that. But again, of course, saying your nipple was exposed, I think the episode where Elaine took that Christmas card photo, apparently her nipple was exposed. But Braun Strowman is standing there. And he's wearing his tank top, whatever he's wearing. And, of course, right in the right-hand corner, you just see his nipple is sticking right out of the little spot right there. I'm like, okay, this is awkward to stare at. Strowman's there, and Colin calls him funny and takes his hat. Colin offers pleasantries, but Strowman just grunts at him and stares. And then Colin asks if any of this, and then, yeah. This is when I'm like, I'm done with these guys. Get them off the TV. Colin asks, is any of this real? He asked if any of this concept, anything of this thing he is hosting for, that he's supposed to act like he's some big fan, knows everything, but he absolutely knows nothing. He asks on live TV, is this real? Whose idea was it to say that? If it was his, get it out. If it was Vince McMahon, get out, Vince. If it was Road Dogg, get out. If it's Edward Koski, or whoever heck apparently is the head writer for Raw, get out. How dare you bring in a fan, some guy who's acting like a complete idiot, annoying as hell, doesn't make any sense why he's even supposedly going to be at WrestleMania. For what? I don't know. Who the hell knows this point? Flat out says, is this even real? Stupid. And then Braun Strowman picks him up and just double choke lifts him and asks him, what do you think now? And when the camera panned down to the bottom of Colin's shoes, I don't know if that's because they thought they went to commercial break or what, but it was just terrible. When they panned down, I'm like, oh gosh, don't even, I swear I just had flashbacks to Drake Maverick in the Big Show at Survivor Series. I'm like, don't you dare shoot this angle with him pissing himself. Don't you dare. Don't, no, stop. No, don't. They cut to commercial break, come back, and Braun is still choking the dude to death. And I'm still thinking, if he was choking Colin for like a 5-minute commercial break, wouldn't he be passed out by now? But then he lets Colin go and tells him he'll see him at WrestleMania, who then waits till he leaves to taunt him and tells him he's running away. Oh my gosh, I'm already... Especially, the Michael guy was all right. Colin, though, my gosh, he was trash. He was just absolute trash. I couldn't take it. I just... Still makes me mad. So then we have... the kernel stuck in my teeth. There we go. We then had the Revival taking on the team of Aleister Black and Ricochet for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Apparently, because they beat them last week, they're getting a Raw Tag Team title match. Okay, makes sense. Gargano and Ciampa almost also beat them, but Ciampa's dealing with a neck injury right now, apparently. So Aleister Black and Ricochet are being interviewed, and Black says people fear what they can't comprehend, but he wants to talk about actions and prove they belong. Ricochet says they're excited and humble, but most importantly, they're ready, and your boy's about to fly even higher. So, like, okay, simple to the point. Match happens. I don't remember much other than the fact that Bobby Roode and Chad Gable came down, staring down, and then when Dash and Dawson were outside the ring apron, they just randomly attacked them and caused a DQ because they're frustrated. But then again, they get into the ring and they start arguing with Aleister Black and Ricochet that, you're getting our opportunity. When one, rematch clauses are not guaranteed, and two, what have Bobby Roode and Chad Gable done ever since they dropped the tag titles? Have they had a single match in the ring? No. Have they even, said anything about earning opportunities? Again, no. All they have has been backstage whining and complaining about these NXT call-ups. They did it only one time, but still, why on earth should they have earned another tag team opportunity by just attacking the Revival and then having a brief brawl with Ricochet and Aleister Black, with a little ending with them, both moonsaulting backwards into sitting down and Ricochet just posing like Superman? I thought was cool. But again, them trying to get a title shot makes no sense and make them look like whiny little bitches. Again, the McMahon's taking over was absolute trash, which is why I have a small issue with what happened in the last segment. Man. So let's get to it here. The contract signing for this Raw Women's Championship match for Fastlane with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Stephanie McMahon comes out carrying the belt and the contract. She says anything can happen on the road to WrestleMania, like the return of Roman, the reformation of the Shield, or Ronda Rousey vacating the title, which I'm like, she did not vacate the championship. She just said, you got to make a choice here, basically. And never even threatened to take the title away from Ronda. But so we see the video package what happens last week, and then Charlotte and Becky introduced. Steph says, we need a champion. So at Fastlane, the two women in the ring with her will be wrestling for the vacant title. But first, Becky needs to sign the holds harmless agreement. So, they're not liable. Becky opens it up, but then Charlotte says, you can sign it, but just know that, you're going to, you can just, but if you don't feel comfortable, you can just hand the title to me right now, Stephanie. But Charlotte says, I beat you on one good leg at the Rumble, and she'll beat her on one leg tonight. But Steph says, that's not going to happen. There's a lot of stuff going on, so we need to sign this now and wait till Fastlane. Becky signs it. And that's when I'm like, okay, the match is official. Why are we doing this? This is stupid. The match is official. Ron's officially no longer champion. So the match is made official. But then the camera cuts backstage where Ronda is coming down, storming in. That's when we go to yet another commercial break. I knew the moment Stephanie came out with 23 minutes remaining in the show, I'm like, there's going to be another random commercial break here for no apparent reason. And it happened. So come back, Ronda comes out, and she says, Steph, what are you doing? And she says she left her no choice. Ronda says she didn't vacate the title. She was just giving them a week to do the right thing, and she doesn't like what she came up with. And she wants her title back. Which, again, by this point, the contract is signed. That means the title is officially vacated and the match is on. I was not for the match being a championship match. But the match is on, right? Ronda wants her title back. And Stephanie just hands it back to her. What? Like, the contract was signed. It was officially vacated then, to my opinion. How all of a sudden can Ronda just walk back in and hand it back? Oh, I know why. Because they basically kind of used Stephanie McMahon as a babyface to turn Ronda Rousey heel. Becky Lynch or Charlotte did not turn Ronda Rousey heel. Stephanie McMahon turned Ronda Rousey heel. And that's where the inkling I have with this heel turn here. So then she just hands the title back and calls her champ and says she still has business to do. So she says, we're still going to have Becky and Charlotte at Fastlane, but if Becky loses, she's done. But does that mean she's done and she's fired, or does that mean she's just not getting a WrestleMania match? And if she wins, she will be added to the match and make the triple threat, which what it should have been. Should have never been this championship match at all. Making this whole thing of Ronda just, relinquishing this championship, well, just dropping this title kind of look a little pointless, in my opinion. So then she asks if that's what you want, Ronda. And again, before I get to this, Ronda Rousey turning heel is what I felt was the best route to go. But what Ronda said, though, had me head scratching. Because to me, it didn't look like Becky Lynch turned her heel, because Ronda wanted the match with Becky Lynch. She wanted it. And she's getting an opportunity to get that match. So Ronda says, I'm making too much money to get fired. And Stephanie knows it. She can go rogue whenever she wants because Steph values her bank account over Charlotte's and Becky's fragile bodies. Which I'm thinking, okay, obviously, she's saying that Stephanie, this is not what she wants because you're still putting in jeopardy what I won for WrestleMania. And last week, wasn't the recent weeks that Ronda was admitting the crowd wanted Becky in the match. Like Ronda, again, the idea of having Ronda be the one to push Stephanie over the limit to give Becky this title match was not the route I felt needed to happen. And it should have been that. It should have been Becky on her own getting this opportunity back. Although Ronda threatening to relinquish the title could have been, done in a better way, and I'll get to that in just a second. But again, she's trashing on Stephanie McMahon, which once again, they're trying to make the McMahons out as heroes. But to me, they're not. Because they're still making decisions. They're still going against their word. We're not the authority. They're still the authority. So Ronda Rousey is trashing on Stephanie McMahon for still not giving her what she wants and still, putting things on the line, which, us as fans should agree with. And then Ronda then says she's done. She did everything she could to respect this business. She poured out her heart, and what she got? Boos and chants for Becky. And you know what? No, she's done pretending. She's not here to entertain us. She's not out dancing monkey. She's done being, this nice bitch or whatever heck it was. And then she attacks Charlotte, and then she beats down on Becky Lynch, grounding and pounding, literally just beat the shit out of Becky. And Charlotte's just like, I, want none of this. So again, Ron just continues just to beat down on Becky. But here's the thing, again, Ronda going heel, yes, but again, the problem is she's taking it out on the person she wanted in the match. Like if this was like Ronda, and it just didn't make sense because one moment she's like trashing Stephanie, who the McMahons were not getting what we wanted at first. They were not giving us what we wanted, even if Stephanie and Triple H weren't the ones who suspended Becky Lynch, just lifted it just because out of as it always happens. Like it really went like Ronda was like going one direction and then going the other. And I didn't like how she mentioned that we booed her out of the Stable Center, which I still don't get why she was booed that night. But what should have happened, again, the heel turn for Ronda had to happen at some point. But what should have happened was Ronda threatened to lay out, like threatened him with the champion last week. They announced the match and said, okay, fine, and then, or now how about this? So, I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. I'm starting to lose my train of thought. Get my thoughts back here. Something without I was thinking earlier during this review where Ronda Rousey where basically Stephanie McMahon could have been okay, I got my train of thought back. The Authority should have threatened to strip Ronda Rousey of the championship if she did not show up by the end of the night. Ronda shows up, takes her title, so that way it won't look stupid for saying she vacated it, when if Stephanie's going to hand the title right back to her, she really never did, which again, that just looked absolutely stupid. And they should have said, okay, he says, I want the match though. I want Becky Lynch in this match. Reinstate her. And they say, you know what? Fine. Becky Lynch can have the match on Sunday, but again, the whole Tarmus agreement, again, should have never teased it as a championship match. The whole Tarmus agreement put in there saying, last chance. If Becky does not win, then she's done. Because again, I get that, I guess she won the Rumble, but then again, I kind of get, she attacked Authority. So I can understand there, of course, why they would want to, suspend her, hold her back, basically. And then maybe, then have, like after Becky wins on Sunday, then have Ronda attack Becky, saying that, Becky, I wanted you because I wanted to teach you a lesson based off of, of your pride when going against, and I feel like that would have, I wanted this match because I wanted to teach you a lesson, basically, and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And that, of course, going along with the crowd, because again, the stuff that Ronda was not saying to Stephanie before she addressed the crowd with the heel turn made sense. But the fact she, was swaying to Stephanie and swaying back to the crowd, that did not make sense to me. Again, WWE basically tried to make a babyface out of Stephanie McMahon and a heel out of Ronda Rousey, which did not work. And then afterwards, because the show ended like 5 minutes earlier, we get like another replay of the beatdown. We get some interview with Stephanie backstage saying she scoffs at the idea that Ronda did a favor and says what just happened is ridiculous, and Rousey should show her true colors and proved her right all along. She recounts all these events and asks who Ronda thinks she is. It just sounded like she was just repeating herself over and over again. It was obvious that they're like, she goes backstage and she's like, oh, we need to fill this up, so we got to do this. So who knows what they're going to do to Ronda now? Because it's the heel turn for Ronda, I like it happen. But again, the fact that they had to throw the McMahons again. The McMahons should have never gotten involved in this storyline to begin with. Not even just a minor role, okay, but a major role. It just made no sense. Again, I'm just saying, they're making this way too complicated out of what it should be. Like, I can forgive the segment when they gave Charlotte, the championship opportunity. I can forgive that, even though, once again, Vince went again his own word and went on some way. So I can forgive that. But they didn't have to tease this as a championship match and then make Ronda Rousey pretty much bash Stephanie McMahon. Because Stephanie McMahon as a babyface right now feels so freaking forced based off her history. And the fact that even though she's coming across as a hero, she's still in some ways doing things she would do as a heel. So I don't know. This all just confused me. It just they beat around the bush. They didn't have to announce this as a championship match. It's gonna threaten Ronda. This again. They should have done is said Ronda has to show up by the end of the night to reclaim her title, and if she does not, she will be vacated. And then of course I can get what there. But of course also the fact you're giving two SmackDown women a Raw championship opportunity without even a Raw superstar involved, again, made no sense. They really, made this Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte story just a lot more complicated than it needs to be. And guys, that is the end to this Raw review of this really messy episode of Raw. Check the my polls here. 15 votes. What grade would you get? 20% said A, 27% said B, 27% said C, and 26% said D or lower. 15 votes. Some mixed results there. I know in the Twitter page, I was going to give, not the Twitter page, in my description, I'm going to give Raw a D. I think I'll up it a little bit to a D+. I'll give it a D+, but still, this was still confusing as hell. Let's see what we got here in the live chat. Let me see here. What the worst for me is Bobby pinning Finn. Even though it made sense again, because Bobby probably would give a rematch. I guess I can forgive that. Did your Dana Warrior is a part of the creative team? Yes, I don't understand that at all. I don't know. Something about Dana Warrior bothers me, but I don't know what it is. If Nia wins the women's tag team championship, we all know Fire will be in the building for sure. If Nia and Tamina win, we riot for sure. Tamina beat Sasha Banks in 2 minutes. It scares me a lot for sure. I wonder what happened to Gargano and Ciampa. Again, Ciampa is apparently dealing with a neck injury right now, so that's why they've kind of been scrapped a little bit on the main roster. Just watch the exclusive clip WWE put on Twitter. Ronda assault still carry on worse. I feel Ronda's going to win at WrestleMania or Becky going to tap out Flair. Becky, again, they need to make this elimination style. Get Charlotte out there. Make it like 15 minutes of Ronda and Becky. Like, they have to do it. Again, like, obviously, again, the rumors are Ronda's taking a break after WrestleMania. Again, which I think would work great because it'll kind of roll in along with, again, how Ronda has a history of not dealing with losing too well, which, I think would work, and have Becky pin Ronda. Needs to happen. Be golden opportunity for WWE to do so. Another worst thing is the Revival did not get an entrance. Again, even as champions, the Revival get no entrance. Again, the moment their contract expired next year, run to AEW Revival for sure. It's all Vince Knight. He needs another Kevin Owens headbutt. Yeah, definitely. He needs to retire. There was still a beatdown after Raw went off the air, and it was brutal. I got to check that out. I feel like Flair did not know her spot when Ronda attacked Becky. That or she wanted nothing to do with it for sure. Does Raw need a grade tonight? Mark's giving it a D. Tic Tac Pineapple's giving it a Z for making us sleep. Oh, gosh. Man, but yeah, I'll give it a D+. I'll up it. I have a D in the description, but I'll up it to a D+. But, yeah, guys, I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting tired. Although I will record. Actually, I'll record Ronda Rousey's heel turn. Although, you know what? Nah. I'll wait till tomorrow because I want to see about the Kevin Owens turn alert. And, again, it's getting late. I'm getting tired. And I'll do Ronda, KO. Well, I'll do if KO is turning face for sure, I'll do KO, Tainara, and then Ronda. I'll do all of them tomorrow night because again, it's getting late. I'm getting tired again. But again, tomorrow night though, I will be a little late for reviewing SmackDown because I'm going to be visiting some of my friends. And again, the best time to visit them is on Mondays or Tuesdays because my one friend is off both those days. The other one's on spring break from school right now. Why did they give Kevin Owens a stunner? I wanted Becky to have it. I don't get it either. But still, I was cool with it. Becky would be awesome with the stunner. I definitely agree for sure. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later on tomorrow night for my SmackDown Live. Again, D+ for Raw. Just a messy show. Man, again, from a productive standpoint with all the commercials and from, you know what? I'll keep it a D because of the production issues as well. So a D for Raw. Flat D for Raw tonight, guys. We'll go ahead and give this week's episode of Raw the go home show for Fastlane. which I will get my preview predictions out for sometime this week. Leave thoughts down in the comment section below and slap a like on the video. Subscribe more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandEverbody3, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my SmackDown review. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Peace out, everybody, and get some sleep. See you all later.